Hey everybody, this is graphic designer Roberto Blake of robertoblake.com helping you create something awesome today. So today we're going to continue talking about how to use social media as a graphic designer or artist. Today our focus is going to be on how you use Twitter as a graphic designer. So a lot of people get on Twitter and they don't necessarily know how to use it. Twitter is a great platform and I personally have seen a lot of success there. I've built great relationships. I've been able to participate in a lot of great conversations with people and also show some of my own work. This is actually how you're supposed to use Twitter. Twitter is another part of social media where you need to remember that it is social. Twitter is like a cocktail party. You can't just keep tweeting out stuff that is about you. It'd be like talking about yourself the whole time. You need to have conversations and you need to ask people questions. On a regular basis, I go into Twitter and I ask and answer questions. I answer people's questions about graphic design. I answer people's questions about logos, about tech stuff, about YouTube, about photography, whatever. And I do that by listening. And the way you listen, aside from following other people and tracking their progress, is you can use hashtags in the search in order to listen to specific conversations. You could use the design hashtag, for example. You could use designer problems. You could use design thinking, and you'll see people having conversations that are tagging them in this way. So for those of you who don't quite understand Twitter hashtags, on Social Media Saturdays, I will be doing some stuff explaining things like hashtags and how to use them in different platforms. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm just going to explain that hashtags use the pound symbol and then a word as a way of tagging a specific word or topic so that people can find it. Now, there are people who create their own hashtags for branding purposes, and it's very difficult to own a hashtag. People like Gary Vaynerchuk have talked about that extensively. So I will say that sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. When I want people to ask me questions, and I really want you guys to be asking me questions, not just in the comment section, but in Twitter as well, because I'll be using that for something coming up where I'm going to be doing Q&A videos. Those may or may not be live. I might pick like 5 questions to answer. So use the hashtag AskRoberto and I'll be able to see those. And obviously if you tweet it at me, I'll see it. And then I'll be able to answer your questions both in Twitter, but also here on the channel. So see, that's an example of me using a hashtag strategy and using Twitter to generate conversations. Generating conversations is one of the most important things you can do in Twitter. But let's not forget that Twitter is also a platform that takes visual media both in the terms of pictures and video, and that you can also send out links. So appropriate ways to do this would be videos that might show your work in some way. For example, if you've done a speed art video on YouTube or a demonstration or something from your sketchbook or anything just showcasing your work, you can go ahead and you can post that in Twitter. You can use appropriate hashtags. Probably don't use more than 2 or 3 of them. Or you could even tweet them at specific people and they'll be able to see the video that you've created, and that's a good way to promote it. I use a service called Buffer for automation to send out YouTube videos that I've done that might help people on a regular basis throughout the day. So if you see my Twitter stream, it'll be a lot of that. But remember, it's not just about posting your own content. I also use Twitter to have conversations, and I don't just automate everything. I get in there in real time whenever I'm not recording, whenever I'm not working on something, when I'm waiting for things to render, or when I'm in line at the bank or the grocery store. I go ahead and I take the time to have conversations with people in Twitter. In terms of how you can use your pictures and your graphic design, I would say that you focus on storytelling where that's concerned. It's great to just go ahead and show off something. Hey, I created some new artwork for my portfolio, take a look, and you can do things like that, but also storytelling can help. There are things like the Monday Motivation hashtag, and maybe you create a piece of inspirational design or artwork or a nice piece of typography with a clever saying, and you post that and you use that hashtag to get it some attention, and you let people know if they ask that you created it yourself, or you go ahead and you write something in there that just credits you, what have you. So there are ways to do that. If you're a designer, maybe you use some design philosophy. Maybe you talk about design thinking and you post some images and typography with that, and you post it to other designers. Another thing you should be doing in terms of how do you have conversations is you should look at following other people in the design community. There are some designers that are super competitive and aggressive, and they don't want to talk to or don't want to interact with other designers. I'm against that way of thinking. I'm a very collaborative and very engaged person, as many of you know by now. So I follow a lot of other designers. I compliment them on their work. I talk to them about their work. I ask questions. I ask things I want to know if I feel I have something that I can learn from them where I could improve. And sometimes I talk to them because I'm in the process of getting ready to bring other designers onto the channel to interview them. I talk to designers that are already friends of mine, like David DeFranco, Chris Do, Jose Cavalier, Stephen Looney, Sean Barry, Will Patterson. I talk to these folks in social media all the time, primarily Twitter and Facebook, and we have some very interesting conversations, and sometimes other designers benefit from it because they're watching what we're talking about and they're learning something from us. So, just understand that Twitter is a great platform for not only showcasing your work and directing people to your website or to your YouTube channel or what have you, but it's a great way to build connections that can go deeper. Maybe you even find clients by commenting on things that have nothing to do with design. Maybe you get clients by showing off your work in that platform. I've had maybe in the last 2 months about maybe 3 or 4 clients convert and discover me through Twitter alone, and obviously through other social media, Facebook, YouTube, even Google Plus, believe it or not. A lot of people are down on Google Plus. I'll talk about that in another video. But understand that all of these platforms can be beneficial if you use them in the appropriate way. Pay attention to listening, be social, and show your work. But also engage with people and don't be afraid to retweet them, to comment on their work, and to just build relationships. That's the most important piece of advice I can give you about social media as a graphic designer or artist. Build relationships. Who you know still matters, and social media allows you to build relationships that scale tremendously and connect with people all over the world. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you still have questions about using Twitter or any social media as a graphic designer, make sure you leave that in the comment section below. I'll answer as many of your questions as I can. If you'd like, you can follow me on Twitter at Roberto Blake. You can follow me in any social media platform, usually by searching for Roberto Blake. There are also links in the description below to my social media, so make sure you're checking that out. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today and share it in social media.